आज बहुत पवित्र पुण्य तिथि है, आप लोग जानते हैं। क्या तिथि है?
So today is a very good auspicious day, is Ekadasi Mahatithi.
एकादशी तिथि पालन करने पर विष्णु भक्ति हो जाती है।
If you follow Ekadasi, then Vaishnava-bhakti will appear in your heart.
कर्मी लोग एकादशी भी पालन करते हैं।
The karmis also follow Ekadasi.
की जय।
एकादशी पालन करते हैं। कर्मी लोग जो एकादशी पालन करते हैं, पुण्य आदि प्राप्त हो जाता है। क्या होता है इससे? पुण्य। उस पुण्य के द्वारा
People get punya by following Ekadasi.
सांसारिक अनेक प्रकार के भोग सुख आदि,
And in this way they go to svargaloka and they enjoy so many different kinds of pleasures.
जो एकादशी पालन करते
The
हैं,
Vaishnavas follow Ekadasi for bhakti.
एकादशी पालन की विधि हमारे शास्त्रों में भी दिखाएगा। हरिभक्ति विलास में, हरिभक्ति
The
विलास
process
में
to follow Ekadashi has been
एकादशी
explained.
के महत्व भी दिखाया।
In that, the significance of Ekadashi has been
एकादशी के
explained.
दिन किसी
In the
प्रकार से
day
जो
of
है,
Ekadashi, somehow
5 प्रकार के जो है
5 types of
अनाज माने अन्न
these
भोजन करना नहीं
we
चाहिए।
shouldn't eat
ना
these
किसी को
5
खिलाना
types
भी
of
नहीं है,
these grains, and
खाना
neither we
भी
should
नहीं है
serve
और दूसरे की
anyone.
भी
Neither we should eat nor we should serve.
है। आज शास्त्र में विधान है, यदि खिला दिया
If you feed
जो
someone
खाने वाले
those
और
grains and so those
देने
people,
वाले,
the
खिलाने
person
वाले,
you
दोनों
have
की
fed and also
नरक
you,
में जाना पड़ता
they
है।
both, the one who is feeding
शास्त्र में
and the
ऐसी
one who is
विधि है।
fed, they both have to go into hell.
इसलिए देखो भूल से
Therefore,
भी
even with the mistake,
एकादशी के दिन
on the day of Ekadashi,
5 प्रकार की
5 type of these grains should be prohibited.
जैसे चावल
For
है,
example, rice,
दाल है,
dal,
गेहूं है,
and wheat,
और क्या बाजरा है,
and the bajra, like grains,
जो होता है
like barley.
जो है, ये सब जो है एकादशी के
All
दिन,
these type of grains are prohibited on Ekadashi and should
और
not be taken.
एकादशी के दिन ये
On the
समस्त
day of
अन्न
Ekadashi, in all these type of grains,
है, ब्रह्महत्या,
all these
गोहत्या,
sins like the
भ्रूणहत्या,
killing
मातृहत्या,
Brahman,
पितृहत्या,
killing cows,
जितने
killing the
प्रकार के
parents,
पाप से
and
अधिक
all
पाप
kind
सारे
of
जीव
these sins, they stay in the grains.
और उसके एकादशी के दिन जो
And
अन्न
on
ग्रहण
the
करता
day
है,
of Ekadashi, if
जन्म
someone
जन्मांतर
accepts
के
the
वही
grains,
पाप भोगने के लिए
and then
इस संसार में
they
आना
keep
पड़ता
coming in this world, material world, again and again to pay back for those sins.
है। इसलिए भाई देखो सभी के एकादशी पालन करना है।
Therefore, everyone should follow Ekadashi.
कर्मी लोग भी एकादशी
Even the
करते हैं।
materialistic
क्योंकि हमारे
people do
शरीर में जो
Ekadashi
है
because in our
है,
body,
जल की भाग
because
अधिक है।
we have got a
देखो
water component in our
एकादशी
body,
से लेकर
and
के
from Ekadashi,
पूर्णिमा तक
up
व
till
एकादशी
the
से
full
लेकर
moon,
के
from Ekadashi
हमारे
to full
शास्त्र
moon and
हमारे
Ekadashi
शरीर
to
में देखो
new moon,
थोड़ा बहुत
if you see
भारीपन आ जाता है।
our body,
भारीपन
in
समझते
our
हैं?
body we get
मैं थोड़ा
some heaviness.
है? heaviness है? शरीर कुछ है अस्वस्थ हो जाता है।
Body becomes a little unhealthy
ऐसे क्योंकि सूर्य चंद्र के आकर्षण
because
विकर्षण
of the
में
attraction from the sun and the moon. These things happen.
शास्त्र में विधान भी दिया है।
Therefore, it's given
एकादशी
in
के
the
दिन
scriptures.
अन्न आदि ग्रहण करने
Therefore, on
से
the day of Ekadashi, by eating the
जल की
grains,
भाव अधिक हो जाता है
we get
और
more
उससे
water in our body,
है,
and with that,
शरीर में अनेकों बीमारी भी
we
हो
get
जाती
many diseases in our
है।
body.
देखो आप समुद्र में पर जाओगे
So, if
एकादशी
you
के
go
दिन समुद्र
on the
कैसे
day of
विकट धारण
Ekadashi,
करेगी।
if you go near the
एकादशी
waterfront,
लेकर
you will
पूर्णिमा
see
तक।
that
आप
from
लोग जगन्नाथ पुरी
Ekadashi
जाओगे ना,
to, and even if you go to Jagannath
आप
Puri in the
एकादशी व
ocean,
पूर्णिमा के दिन देखना
from Ekadashi to
समुद्र
Purnima, you will
जो है
see
कैसे
the water level in the ocean is
विकराल
really
रूप
high.
धारण कर लेते हैं।
It becomes really high.
और भी उच्च स्तर में बढ़
The
जाता
water level increases
है।
up.
और हवा यदि चले तो
And if
और
it is windy,
क्या
it becomes even worse.
है। इसलिए शास्त्र में दिखाया गया
Therefore, it is shown
ये
in the
देखो आज
scriptures.
किसी भी प्रकार से
So
है
somehow, oh brother,
एकादशी के दिन
on the day of Ekadashi,
अन्न
don't eat the grains
मुझे पाप
because it has sin.
है। कुछ तार्किक लोग कहते हैं जो तर्क
Some
करने वाले
argumenting
कहते बोले देखो
people or
10वें के
argumentative
दिन में
people
अन्न
say,
में पाप नहीं था एकादशी
so
के दिन
how
में पाप
can it be
कैसे आ गया?
possible? On the 10th day there was no sins.
है कि नहीं?
On the next day, 12th day, there are no sin. Why only on the Ekadashi day the sins have come in the grains?
कहते
So
हैं
people
जो
who like to
महाप्रसाद जो
debate,
है
they ask,
महाप्रसाद निर्गुण है
and what's wrong with
ठाकुर
having
जी के भोग लगा
Mahaprasad?
करके हम पाते
Because
हैं।
Mahaprasad is nirgun, and we offer it to the Lord and then
वो
have
तो
it.
निर्गुण
So
है, निर्गुण है।
what's wrong in taking it
सत्य
on
में
Ekadashi?
समान
Because
तो
offered
एकादशी में
prasadam
हम भी
is beyond the
ठाकुर जी के
material
भोग
modes
लगा
of
करके हम
nature.
उसी पाप कैसे
So
लगेंगे?
when we are offering it to the
बोले
Lord
नहीं।
and having it, so how can we
शास्त्र
have
की
the
विधि
sins
को
on
अपमान।
Ekadashi? No, but we have to
है।
follow the rules and
वेद वाक्य
regulations of the
भगवत वाक्य
scriptures, because
और
the
गुरु
words
वाक्य
of the
शास्त्र में कोई विश्वास
scriptures,
नहीं
the word of the Guru,
है।
we should have firm faith on them.
वेदों में क्या लिखा है?
What is given in the
शास्त्र में
Vedas,
उपनिषद में ऐसे
it
लिखा
is said in the
है।
with the
एकादशी के
Shastras
दिन
and Upadeshams.
किसी प्रकार से अन्न
Somehow we should not eat the grains on the day of Ekadashi.
देखो हड्डी जो है पवित्र है जो अपवित्र है वो
So if you see the bone, is it pious or impious?
है कि नहीं? अच्छा
Is
शंख
pure
क्या
or
है?
not pure?
हड्डी है वो
If you
कहाँ
see
रहता
the
है?
conch is also like a
विष्णु के
bone,
मंदिर में रहता
but we use the conch in the Vishnu Mandir temple.
है कि नहीं?
Is it not?
शंख भी हड्डी है
Conch is also a kind of a bone,
विष्णु मंदिर में रहता
but
है।
we
तो ये
use
तो
it
अपवित्र
in the
है।
temple. But
बोले
then
नहीं
it is not
शास्त्र वेद
impure.
में उपनिषद में कहा
No, it is
शंख
said in the
भी
Shastras and Upade
है।
that this is the
देखो
conch
मलमूत्र
is
क्या है?
pure. And if you see,
अपवित्र है।
the urine
है?
and the stools
अच्छा
are
गाय के
impure.
भाई
But what about the cow
गोबर
dung and the cow urine?
और गोमूत्र क्या है?
What about the cow dung and the cow
विष्णु
urine
पूजा
is
करने के लिए
considered
जाए, हवन
pure?
करने के लिए
It
जाए।
is used in the
आज को उधर
the
गोमूत्र गोबर
yagyas,
चाहिए कि नहीं
fire
चाहिए?
sacrifices. We need
है?
it for doing the
बोले
sacrifices,
कैसे?
isn't it?
हम
How is
मनुष्य
that
हैं।
possible then?
हम पशु से
We
श्रेष्ठ
are
हैं।
humans. We are
हमारे
actually
पायखाना
better
और
than the animals. But then
urine
our
के
stool and urine
दर पवित्र नहीं हो रहा है।
is
किसके
not
तरफ पवित्र हो रहा है?
purifying,
गाय।
but cow's urine
है?
and dung is
क्योंकि वेद
purifying.
जो बताया उसको
And
मानना।
this is how we have to follow
है?
everything what is given in the
आज
scriptures.
बोलिए,
Have you understood
शास्त्र
it?
के नियम विधि
The
के पालन
rules
करना
and the
पड़ेगा।
regulations of the scriptures have to be followed.
देखो अलग-अलग देश में कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन भी है, नियम है।
In every country they
है?
have
इधर
their
गाड़ी किस
rules,
तरफ
their
चलाते हैं?
constitution.
दाएं तरफ की बाएं तरफ?
So in Australia, do you drive in the
कोई
left or
कहते
the
हैं
right? So if somebody
मैं
might
इंग्लैंड
say,
से क्या बोले मैं ब्राजील से आया
I have
हूँ,
come
राइट
from
साइड
Brazil, I will drive on
तो
the
आपको
right
पुलिस
side.
देखते ही क्या
So
करेंगे?
as soon as the police will see you,
है?
they'll catch you.
आपको लाइसेंस को
They will cancel your
Cancel.
license
क्योंकि नियम
because there is a rule
है।
to drive on the left side.
ठीक उसी प्रकार देखो
Similarly,
हमारे शास्त्र वेद
In our
उपनिषद ये क्या है?
scriptures, our Vedas and our Shastras and
है?
Upanishads, what are they?
ये है कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन है नियमावली
They
जो
are
कहते
the
हैं।
constitution
संहिता कहा जाता है। जिससे नियमावली दिया जाता है।
from where the rules and
नियम के
regulations
पालन
are
करना
given. So all the rules and
है?
regulations have to be followed.
समझ में आ रहा है?
Have you understood?
नियम जो शास्त्र में जो नियम
The
दिया
rules
उसके
and
नियम का
regulations
पालन करना
in
ही
the
पड़ेगा।
Shastras
आप
have to
कहोगे
be
नहीं
followed.
मैं पालन नहीं
You
करूँगा।
might say, I will not
पालन
follow.
पे आपको दंड भोग करना
But
पड़ेगा।
then you will have to
है?
have the consequences, the punishment.
आप अनुशासन के यदि पालन नहीं
If you
करें,
will
नियम
not
की यदि
follow
पालन नहीं
the
करें,
discipline, the
तो
rules,
आपको क्या करना पड़ेगा?
then what will happen? What will you do?
दंड भोगना पड़ेगा।
You will have to
ठीक उसी
bear the
प्रकार
consequences.
वेद उपनिषद
Similarly,
के
the Veds and the
पुराण में
Upanishads
लिखा
and the
है,
Puranas, it is given that
एकादशी के दिन
on the
किसी
day of
प्रकार से
Ekadashi,
है
some way or
अन्न
the
भोजन
other, we should not take the grains.
करना चाहिए। पाप भोजन हो जाए।
It is prohibited.
इसमें लिखा है
Otherwise, you will get the sins.
गोहत्या,
All the
ब्रह्महत्या,
types of sins of killing a mother, killing the father, killing the Brahman,
सब पाप की
killing the cow, all
तत्व
of these
के
kind
स्थान नहीं
of sins come in.
है।
There is no place for arguments.
दूसरी बात है भाई
Second
विश्वास के
thing
ऊपर निर्भर करता है।
also depends
विश्वास से
on
मिलाए
your
वस्तु
on
और
your
तर्क के
faith.
बहुत दूर। तर्कात अप्रतिष्ठनात् वेदांत दर्शन में कहा
It
गया
is said in the
भाई तर्क के
Vedanta's
द्वारा प्रतिष्ठा नहीं
philosophy,
कर सकते हैं।
you cannot establish the truth by arguments.
है कि नहीं? कैसे? मैं कहता हूँ कि ये बात सत्य है, ये बात झूठ है, 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 ये ना शास्त्र जो बोल रहे हैं
We have to accept
वाक्य,
the
शास्त्र
scriptures.
वाक्य।
We have to accept the
चित्त
words
ते
of
कोरिया
the Guru
ঐক্য
scriptures.
আর না করিও মনে है विश्वास नहीं चाहिए
There should be faith
आप
as
माने
well.
अथवा नहीं माने तो दंड भोगना ही पड़ेगा
Whether you agree or not,
कोई
you still
कहते हैं
have to
भगवान
bear
को
the
नहीं मानता।
consequences. Some
नहीं
people
माने
they
तो
say
नहीं
we don't believe in
हो
God.
जाएगा
Whether by believing or not
दंड
believing, it doesn't matter. Have to bear the
इसलिए भाई
consequences, the
देखो
punishments.
शास्त्र में स्पष्टीकरण कर
Therefore, have been clarified in the
8 साल से
scriptures
लेकर के
from
80
8
साल
years
तक
to the age of 80
सभी को
years.
क्या करना पड़ेगा
Everyone should do what?
एकादशी
Follow the
पालन करना ही
Ekadashi.
पड़ेगा
They'll have to do it.
है। और नहीं पालन करो तो आपको दंड भोगना
If
पड़ेगा
you don't follow it, then be ready for punishment.
हम साधु या तो शास्त्र की बात बताएंगे नहीं बताएंगे
So
आपकी डरा
Maharaj
नहीं
is
है
saying, I'm not trying to
शास्त्र
make
के
you
बाद
scared.
आपको
I'm a sadhu.
बता रहा हूं।
I'm just telling you the words of the Shastras.
हाँ ना, जैसे
For
देश
example,
के नियम कानून
the country's
बताया जाता
rules
है।
and
ये
regulations
नियम
are
पालन
explained,
करना
are told that you'll have to follow this.
है कि नहीं
Is it not?
जैसे मैंने उदाहरण दिया
For
गाड़ी
example,
चलाओ
I gave this
driver
example. If you are
license,
driving in a
driving
country,
लाइसेंस
your driving
आपको दिया जाएगा।
license will be given
है आप ठीक ठीक से
if you drive properly.
गाड़ी चला सकते हो नहीं सकते ना ऐसे ही दे देंगे जिसको जिसको दे
They won't give a
जहाँ
license
तक
to
गाड़ी
just like that. You have to follow the rules
है
and
कि नहीं?
regulations.
सबको गाड़ी का लाइसेंस थोड़ी दिया जाता है
Not everyone can get a
उसके training
license.
में
You have
पास
to
होनी चाहिए
pass the training test.
सबको दिया जाता है
Then only you will be
नियम
given.
कानून वो ठीक से पालन करते कि नहीं करते
So
हैं?
one has to make sure to follow the rules and
हैं?
regulations
नहीं तो
properly.
रेड लाइट में चला दिया
If you
तो
cross
आपके
the
पास
red light,
आ जाएगा सुंदर
and then you
पिक्चर आ
will get a
जाएगा
good picture of your car.
है और साथ ही साथ
And along with that,
फाइन
there'll be a fine,
ये बोली $600 रहेगी
$600
भरना
fine.
पड़ेगा
So you'll have to pay
हैं?
that.
और भी आपके लाइसेंस कुछ समय के बाद आपके
And
लाइसेंस
after some time, your license may be
Cancelled.
cancelled.
कितने पॉइंट होने थे
How many points do you
हैं?
lose? On losing 12 points.
जैसे ही हो
Somehow or the other.
हम इसलिए करें भाई देखो नियम पालन करना
I'm saying this to make the point that the rules have to be followed.
नास्तिक जगत के लोग
Atheist
नियम
people
पालन करना नहीं चाहते
don't want to
अब
follow the
करो
rules
अथवा
and
नहीं करो,
regulations. Whether they do it or not,
भोगना
they'll have to still bear the consequences.
है एकादशी तिथि महातिथि का
So Ekadashi Tithi is called the
एक
most
दिन भोजन
important
नहीं
date.
करने से क्या होता है
By
कोई मर
not
जाएगा।
eating one day,
मर-
can
एकादशी
anyone
दिन
die?
कहीं भी शरीर भी छोड़ दे
Even if
शास्त्र में
somebody
लिखा गया हो
leaves
सकता है
the
भगवत धाम
body
चले
on the
जाए, बोले
Ekadashi,
वृंदावन बिहार।
he will go to Bhagavad Dham, Lord's abode straight away.
और भी कहते यदि कहो जो नहीं मेरा मैं बीमार हूँ
If you might say, oh, I'm sick, I can't live without eating,
कंसेशन भी दी
then the concession has been
So,
given in the
उस
scriptures.
दिन आप
Okay, for that day,
फलाहार की
you can eat
फलाहार
fruits.
समझते
You understand the
Fruits.
falahar? Means fruits.
है ले लीजिए
You can take the
फल के
fruits.
अभाव नहीं है
There is no
अमरूद ले लीजिए
dearth of the
केला ले
fruits.
लीजिए
You can
और
have
एप्पल
guava,
ले
you
लीजिए
can
और
have banana, apple,
दूध दही भी ले लीजिए
you can have yogurt, milk.
अभी आश्विन मास हो गया चतुर्मास में
Chaturmas is
Yeah.
going on.
अच्छा दूध वर्जित है
Although the milk is
Yeah.
been
Shravan में
prohibited
सात
in the
वर्जित।
month, like
और
in
भादों
the
में
Savan, it is the
दही
green
वर्जित।
vegetables are,
आश्विन में
and in the
दूध वर्जित
this month the
और
milk
कार्तिक
is,
में
and in Kartik
सरसों और सरसों
mustard and mustard oil is
इतना तो
prohibited.
समझ में आ गया कि नहीं
So this is the rules of the Chaturmas to be followed.
भाई देखो कुछ तो नियम पालन करना पड़ेगा
So see, some rules have to be followed.
अच्छा इस कथा को मैं सुनाता हूँ देखो
So I tell you one story, a
एकादशी
pastime on the
किसी
Ekadashi.
परिस्थिति में एकादशी छोड़ना नहीं चाहिए
One should not leave Ekadashi in any situation. It should
और
be
भी ज्ञानी
followed.
जोगी सब संप्रदाय के लोग
Oh, Karmi, Jnani,
Yeah.
Yogis, even every Sampradaya people, they follow Ekadashi.
हैं, करते हैं।
They do it.
ये प्राचीन इतिहास अब निकट मैं बताता हूँ
I am telling you this very long, old,
Yeah,
ancient
बहुत सुंदर
history. Very beautiful pastime.
तो रुक्मांगद नाम से एक राजा थे
There was a king
Oh,
named
Hari
Rukmankad. He was very
अपने
pious.
राज्य में जो है सब कुछ है, पालन पोषण आदि करते थे
He used to follow
Yeah.
his people or
उनके
the
राज्य
subjects in the
में
kingdom
सब सुख
properly.
शांति में रहते जैसे राम
Everybody
राज्य
was
का है।
peaceful in his kingdom, just
Yeah.
like the kingdom of Lord Ram.
समय पर वर्षा होती है
The
समय
rains,
पर-
it used to rain on
Yeah.
time.
सब कुछ हो जाता है, गर्मी बरसात भी
the summers, the winters, all the 6 seasons used to come timely, and therefore they used to get produce, and the subjects of his kingdom were living happily and peacefully. So if the king is good,
राज्य सुख शांति में,
then the kingdom stays
आज भी
peaceful and
राजा
happy.
यदि
If the
रावण
king
जैसे हो,
is like Ravan,
वो प्रजा लोग कैसे सुख
then
शांति में
how
रहेंगे?
can those
रावण के
people
नाम सुना ना?
will live happily?
रावण सबसे
You know
इतना
about
दुष्ट
Ravan.
था,
Ravan was
सबसे
such a
कौन है?
demon.
सबसे वो टैक्स लेता
He
था।
used to take taxes from
यहाँ तो
everyone.
संत महात्मा के बोले, जंगल में जा बोले, जितने संत
He
महात्मा
used to
हैं,
go to the
जंगल में
jungles,
रहने वाले,
forests,
सबके
and he used to take taxes
हैं,
from the saintly people of
सबसे
the,
टैक्स बनाओ,
and
वही
used to
टैक्स
take
लेकर
taxes from the
कर
saintly
दिया।
people.
संत महात्मा बोले हमारे पास तो
And the
कुछ नहीं,
saintly people
हम
said,
तो
we
जंगल
don't
में
have
रहते हैं,
anything, we have no possessions, we live in
हाँ भजन
forest,
करते हैं,
we just do
जंगल
bhajan.
जंगल में जो फल मूल जो मिल जाते
Whatever
हैं
we
उससे
get in the forest, we eat it and
गुजार
live on it.
हैं। गंगा की केवल नदी के जल में हम स्नान कर
We
लेते
just
हैं,
take bath in the river
हैं।
of the water,
और
river water.
जंगल में थोड़ा फल मूल कंदमूल
And
जो मिल
whatever
जाते
the
हैं उससे ग्रहण
flowers
करते
or the fruits, roots we
हैं।
get
रावण
in the
बोले नहीं,
forest,
सबको
we live
टैक्स
on
देना
them.
पड़ेगा।
But Ravan
संत
insisted,
महात्मा
no,
बोले
you
हम
will
टैक्स
have to
कहाँ से
give
देंगे?
taxes. But
हमारे
how
पास तो
could
रोटी
the
थोड़ी है, मैं खेती
saintly
हम
people
करते
could give taxes? They said, we don't have
हैं।
any
रावण
money,
बोले नहीं, टैक्स
possessions.
नहीं,
And
यदि
Ravan
पैसा
said,
नहीं दे
no,
सकते हो,
if you
अरे
can't
कौन
give
देगा?
taxes, you have to give your blood.
हैं? रावण क्या किया? और
Then
जितने
what did
भी संत
Ravan do?
महात्मा है ना,
So all these
सारे
saintly
संत वहाँ
people,
के पकड़ पकड़
and
करके
he used
उनके
to
शरीर
catch
से
them and he used to draw
खून
blood
निकाला।
from their bodies.
रावण में देख लो, आप देखना,
So if you can
Raman
read that in
Sagar के रामायण
Ramanand
में।
Sagar's the TV program, they have
और
shown it
इतने
also.
खून इकट्ठा हो गया,
And he collected
रखे
so
कहाँ?
much of blood, where to keep that
उनके
blood?
समय के बाद क्या हो जाता है?
What happened with the blood after some time?
बिगड़ जाते हैं ना, गंदा हो जाता है।
It becomes spoiled, the
हैं?
clots.
तो लोग लंबी कथा है। अरे भाई, ऐसे रावण यदि राजा बन जाए,
So if such a
प्रजा
Ravan
लोग
becomes
कैसे
a
सुख
king,
पाएंगे?
how can the kingdom be
हैं?
happy?
सारे प्रजा को शोषण करने लगे।
Because he was
देखो,
the whole of the
सब
society,
प्रजा
he
लोग
was,
भरने लगे, दुष्ट है।
what is social?
हैं?
Exploiting the subjects.
रुक्मांगद राजा की जो कह रहे हैं,
But here, the
रुक्मांगद
king
राजा इतने धार्मिक
Rukmangad
थे।
we were talking about was
समस्त
very
प्रजा लोगों
religious.
को जो है,
All the kingdom
अपने पुत्र
people,
व
he used to treat them like his own son.
सबकी जो है देखभाल आदि करते
He
हैं।
used to look after his subjects like his own son.
देखो, एक दिन रुक्मांगद राजा
One day, the Rukmangad
है,
king,
भ्रमण करते करते
while
एक संत
roaming
महात्मा
around,
के सानिध्य में निकट
he
में।
came in contact with
वो
a saintly
वो
person.
राजा के वो संत महात्मा के नाम तक है,
What was the name of this
वाल्कील
saint?
ऋषि। क्या
He
नाम
was
बताया?
Valkila Rsi.
त्रिकाल ऋषि थे वो।
Tikala Rishi. He
भूत,
could
भविष्य
see
और
the
वर्तमान के
past, current,
ज्ञान
present, and the
है?
future.
क्या करना है? इसी के नाम क्या
What
बताया?
was the name of the saint? Valkila Rishi. Remember it.
रुक्मांगद राजा जब वाल्कील ऋषि के निकट आए,
When
उनके पास
Rukmangad
बैठे,
came near this
लोग
saint
साधु के वहाँ आकर
Valkila,
के थोड़ा बहुत प्रश्न भी करते हैं।
so when we come near the saints, we ask
राजा के
questions.
मन में ये प्रश्न
So
हुआ,
the king got this question
राजा
in his
कहने
mind.
लगे,
The
"हे
king
ऋषिवर, ये
started saying,
बताइए,
"Oh Rishi, please
मैंने
tell me
पूर्व जन्म
that
में कौन सा ऐसे पुण्य कर्म किया
what kind of the pious
जिसके
activities I did in my past
है,
life,
मेरे
because of
राज्य में सब
which
प्रजा लोग अब
in
सब कुछ
my
शांति
kingdom
में रहते हैं।
everybody is living happily and
मेरा
satisfied.
पत्नी भी अच्छी है,
I have a good wife
हाँ जी। और मेरा बेटा
and my son
धर्मांगद, नाम याद रखना, बेटे के
Dharmangad.
नाम क्या है?
Remember the son's name
Dharmangad.
Dharmangad.
है, वो भी मेरे अनुगत
My son is
है।
also,
मेरे संसार
he
के सुख
listens
में
to
कब
me.
होता है?
So when do you get happiness in the world?
बेटा बेटी
If
जब
the
एक
son,
तन मन
if
से
the
भगवान
husband,
की
wife,
सेवा करे,
and if the
वो
children,
गृह
they
कैसे
serve
होते?
God, then there's a happiness. Then that house is like Goloka Vrindavana.
यदि न गृहे भजन देखी, गृह ते गोलोक भाई, चरण सिंधु देखी या गंगा, सुख न सीमा पाए। अभी भी सुनो ना?
So just now we heard in that kirtan, Bhakti Vinod Thakur's Ekadasi Kirtan,
एकादशी मतलब शुद्ध भक्त चरण रेणु भजन अनुकूल भक्त सेवा परम सिद्धि प्रेम लती कर मूल यदि न गृहे भजन देखी गृहते गोलोक भाय चरण सिंधु देखिया गंगा सुख न सीमा पायो शुद्ध भक्त चरण रेणु भजन वो घर नहीं, गृह
So that house is not a house.
वो गृह कैसे है?
What is that house
जिस
compared
गृह
to
में
the home where
सभी भजन
everybody is doing bhajan?
हैं, ठाकुर जी की सेवा होती
They
है।
do the service of
जिस
Thakur
गृह
ji.
में
That
संत
house
महात्मा
where
प्रभात के
the saintly people
हैं,
come.
जिस घर में तुलसी सेवा होती है,
Where the house where the Tulsi ji is served.
वो गृह के क्या बोल रहे हैं?
What did you call that? Home? It's called Goloka
हम वृंदावन
Vrindavan.
जाते हैं।
We go to
तो जब
Vrindavan.
वृंदावन कहाँ?
Why? Because
जाते
where
हैं।
is Vrindavan?
पर
But here Vrindavan is in your
Ki
house.
jai.
जैसे हमारे प्रभु जी
Like
महादेव
our
जी,
Prabhu ji
अब बताओ,
and Didi.
हैं? माधवी देवी
Like
दासी
Prabhu
की
ji and
जय।
Madhavi
और
Didi's
प्रभु जी के
house.
नाम
What is the name of Prabhu ji? Sandeep Prabhu ji.
सचिनंदन प्रभु
Sachinandan.
सचिनंदन प्रभु की इसकी घर कितने गोलोक वृंदावन ही थी।
So see their house is Goloka
अरे
Vrindavan
सब
or
ताली
not?
लगाओ।
Clap.
हैं? इनके दो बेटा है ना, एक बेटा है,
They have one son.
संविधान नीलमणि। अच्छा
Very
है?
nice.
भजन सब कर।
Everybody should do bhajan.
जिस गृह में भजन होते हैं,
The house in which the bhajan
सब एक
happens,
तन मन होकर के भजन करते हैं।
and everyone
वो
do
गृह
bhajan.
नहीं।
That house is not a
ये
house.
जो गृह भजन देखी गृहते गोलोक है।
That house is like Golok.
देखिए गंगा सुख नहीं है, वास्तविक सत्य है।
This is the
बोले
actual
वृंदावन कहाँ
truth.
जाएंगे? क्या देखेंगे वृंदावन?
When you go to Vrindavan, what
हैं?
will you see?
वृंदावन जाओगे तो राधे राधे करोगे, हैं? और आपके सारे जेब
When you go to
जितने
Vrindavan
पैसा सब
and you say Radhe Radhe, and your pocket may get
आप राधे राधे
cut.
करोगे, इधर सब
Some
जेब कतरे
like
होते हैं।
you know the pickpockets might pick your pocket.
वृंदावन में जाओ देखो,
If you go to Vrindavan, this will
ब्राह्मण
happen.
को क्या बोले, पंडा मिल गया तो पानी में गंगा के क्या बोले जमुना में आपको खड़े करके नारिकेल ले आएंगे, है वो भी कितने लोग, वही नारिकेल कितने लोगों के द्वारा वो
The priest can also try to cheat you by giving you the same water and the coconuts.
क्या बोलेंगे?
And what will they tell you to do?
बोले 1 लाख रुपया, 10 लाख रुपया,
Give us money, 1 lakh rupees, 2 lakh rupees, and at least give me something like that. They'll be insisting for money, and then they'll finish all your money there.
एक बार जाओगे तो फिर कहेंगे भैया
So if you go there once and you will say, oh, we won't go again.
और नहीं
Because
दिया
we see
तो गाली
that.
देंगे।
And if you don't give it to them, they will abuse you, swear you.
हैं? देखो, हैं? किंतु गोलोक वृंदावन कहाँ है तुम्हारा?
But where is Golok Vrindavan?
तुम्हारा घर नहीं है,
Isn't your home?
है? इसलिए महापुरुष है अनेक मन मन मोर मन वृंदावन मने मने एक करी जानी ताकि तुम्हारे पदद्वय करा यदि उदय तभी तुम्हारी पूर्ण कृपा होगी। घर में तो सब कुछ है।
So in the home, everything is
घर को
there.
वृंदावन बनाओ।
Make
हृदय
your
के
home
वृंदावन
Vrindavan.
बनाओ।
Make your heart your
मन के
Vrindavan.
वृंदावन बनाओ।
Make Vrindavan in
परिवार
your
में
heart.
सबकी
In your family, everyone should become devotee.
आपके घर में आकर के आनंद आता है।
When we come to your home, we feel happy. Look, everyone's forehead has a tilak here, isn't it?
एक दिन मैंने कहा जिसके ललाट में तिलक देखोगे,
Maharaj ji
जब
said, I
महाराज जी
tell,
ने कहा,
when Maharaj ji said,
जब महाराज जी ने कहा देखो एक मेरे दूतों
Maharaj ji said, oh
जिसके ललाट
Jamdut,
पर ललाट समझते हैं,
you know, understand by the forehead?
हैं? जिसके ललाट पर तिलक देखोगे,
And if you
गले में
see
कंठी
the
देखोगे,
if you see the tilak on the forehead and the kanthi, don't go near them. You are Jamduts.
भूत पिशाच भी नहीं है।
Even the ghosts and witches will not come near you if you have the tilak and the kanthi mala.
हनुमान जी की और क्या हनुमान जी राम नाम जप करते हैं,
Like Hanuman ji is chanting Ram's
बोलो श्री
name.
रामचंद्र की जय बजरंग बली की जय। हाँ जी, चलो हम कथा में आगे
So coming back to the katha,
रुक्मांगद राजा ने
the king
वाल्मीकि ऋषि
Rukmandaga,
के यही प्रश्न पूछा
he asked this
कि
question
मैंने
to
पूर्व जन्म
Valkila
में कौन सा
Rsi.
ऐसे कर्म किया
What kind of the good pious activity I did in my past life, because of which I have the very nice kingdom,
और मेरी अच्छी पत्नी भी है,
and I have got a good wife also,
है? और मेरा बेटा भी
and my son also, Dharmangad.
है। धर्मांगद धर्म पूरा पिताजी के आदेश पालन
He
करता
follows the guidance of his father. That is
है।
why his name is Dharmangad.
पिता ही परमं तपः पितरि पितमापन्ने प्रियन्ते सर्वदा देवता है। देखो शास्त्र में लिखा है
It is given in the scriptures.
पिता भी कैसे
And how is the father also?
रुक्मांगद
The Rukmandaga king, how is he?
हम सिखाते पति भी कैसे होनी चाहिए
How
राम
should
जैसी होनी
a
चाहिए
husband
और
be?
पत्नी कैसे होनी चाहिए
Husband should be like Lord Ram, and how should a wife
रावण
be?
जी जैसे पति हो
Like Sita. If Raman,
और पत्नी
husband
क्या
is
करेगी
like
और
Raman, then what can a wife
और
do?
पत्नी यदि शूर्पणखा हो
And if the wife is like Shupnakha, what
पत्नी
can
क्या
the
करेगी?
husband do?
और वृंदावन की हरिदास दोनों होने चाहिए
They both should be like
हैं?
that.
जुगल मेरी सरकार की जय अब बात सही है कि नहीं है हैं? दोनों चाहिए पति भी अच्छा होनी चाहिए
So husband should be nice as well as the wife should be
बेटा
nice.
भी।
Then the children should be nice.
इधर रुक्मांग राजा कह रहे हैं
So here King Rukmangad is
आप
saying
बताइए, मैंने
to Valkila
कौन सा
Rishi,
कर्म किया?
tell me what pious
जिससे
activity
ऐसी
I
पत्नी
did,
भी मिली,
because of which I got such a
ऐसे
nice
बेटा भी
wife,
मिली,
and such a
धन
nice son,
संपत्ति,
I got so much of wealth,
अभाव नहीं।
no
क्योंकि शास्त्रों में लिखा है,
no
देखो,
dearth
धन,
of the
संपत्ति
wealth,
जो कुछ भी मिलता है ना
because it's given in the
ये
scriptures,
हमारे पूर्व
whatever
कर्म के अनुसार
the wealth we get is because of our
पूर्वादे
past
बचितम
life
कर्म,
activities.
पूर्वादे बचितम धनम पूर्वादे बचितम वित्तम पूर्वं धावति 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 शास्त्र में कहा गया है,
It is given in the
पूर्व जन्म में जो
scriptures,
जैसे कर्म करके आए हैं
whatever
उस कर्म के
activities
फल
we
की
have done in the past
दुख
lives,
आए।
according to which
कोई
all
दुख चाहते हैं, आप बताओ।
the sorrows are coming.
दुख क्यों आ जाता है?
Why
तब
does the
हम सुख
miseries
चाहते हैं।
come? We want all happiness.
दुख क्यों आ जाता है?
But why do miseries come? Why do the sad sorrows come?
किसने आता है आप बताओ हमारे कर्म
Because of our karmas.
यदि दुख यदि हमारे कर्म से आ रहे
If
सुख
the
क्यों नहीं आए?
sorrows are coming
यदि हमें
because
अच्छा
of our
कर्म करते हैं,
karmas,
तो
why will the
क्योंकि
happiness
सुख और
good
दुख
not
ये दोनों
come? They will also come because they both are called the fruits of our karmas.
मैंने आम की गुठली लगाया तो क्या आएगा
If I sow the seeds
और
of
मैंने बबुल के
the
बीज लगाया
mango,
बबुल समझते हो
and if I
कहाँ
sow
पे गिरेगा?
the seeds of this
तो
bush,
क्या आएगा
the thorny bush, then we will get thorns.
तात्पर्य क्या है
So
मैंने
what is the
पूर्व में
conclusion?
जैसे कर्म
So
किया,
whatever activities
अच्छे
we
और
did
बुरे कर्म,
in our
जैसे
past
किया,
life, the karmas,
अच्छे कर्म किए, बुरे
good
कर्म,
and bad,
उसके फल
now we are getting the fruits of them.
सुख कहे और दुख कहे
Whether we
हम
call
दूसरे
them
के ऊपर
the sorrows
दोष
or
लगाते हैं।
happiness,
ये
we
कहते हैं,
blame
मिथ्या
others.
दोष लगाएं।
We just
झूठ।
we
ये
just
तो अपने
blame
कर्मों की समझ से आ
false
रहा है।
blame
क्या
because
करें?
everything goes to according
और
to our
कर्म भोगने
karmas,
पड़ेगा।
and we will have to tolerate them.
किंतु देखो
But
ठाकुर जी
see,
के भजन करने से
by doing the
थोड़ी सी
bhajan
कर्मों
of
की
Thakur
जो
ji,
कष्ट जो है
whatever
वो
the
भगवान
sorrows,
दे करके
Bhagwan-
सारे नष्ट कर देते।
Lord actually
इसको
gives
प्यार करने
us
वाला
some
था।
sorrows and then
मैं उसे
just
थोड़ी सी प्यार में
relinquish
चोट
the
लगा
rest.
है शास्त्र में ऐसे लिखा
So
है
it is given in the scriptures.
है,
If
मैं
you
इस
had to
उद्देश्य से नहीं
suffer
कर
a
रहा हूँ,
lot, but He will just have to make us suffer a
है?
little and then relinquish the rest.
बहुत ऐसे उदाहरण है शास्त्र में
There are a
लिखा है।
lot of examples like that
हो
in the
सकता है उसे
scriptures.
प्यार करने वाला था
So
किंतु भगवान
maybe
के
some
नाम
person
करके
had to
भजन
get his
करते
whole feet
और
cut,
देखो उनको
but
भगवान
because of doing the
थोड़ी सी
bhajan,
चोट दे करके
but the Lord gave
उस
him
कर्म
just
को
a little
वो
wound and then
नष्ट कर
passed it off, then destroyed the rest
और
of the
भगवान नहीं
sins,
पता।
and he doesn't have to tolerate the rest.
वो कर्म के अनुसार आता है आएगा
But these will all come.
है किंतु भगवान भजन करते करते सब
But
धीरे
by
धीरे
doing the Bhagavad
एक ही
Bhajan,
जन्म में भगवान
in
सारे
one
सब
lifetime,
समाप्त करके जन कर्मों
all
को
of
के
these
समाप्त
karmas
करके
will be
अपने
finished
धाम में लेकर जाते
and
हैं।
can take us back to his
इसमें कोई संदेह
holy place, holy dham.
चलो हम जो करें
There is no doubt in it.
राजा
Now the king
कहने लगे
Rukmangad was saying,
महाराज ये बस
Maharaj,
बालकिल ऋषि की ये प्रश्न
Valkila
पूछा,
Rsi,
मैंने पूरे जन्म में कौन सा
what
कर्म
good
किया
activities I
जिस
did
कर्म के
in my
फल से मैं
past
राजा बन गया
lifetime, because
और
of which
मेरा
I
इतने
became a
धन
king
संपत्ति
and I am
सब
so
कुछ मुझे
wealthy.
प्राप्ति हमें कुछ बताइए
Please tell me that.
उस समय बालकिल ऋषि
At that time,
ध्यानस्थ हो गए
Valkila Rishi
आंख बंद करके
closed his eyes and went into deep
और 2-4
trance.
मिनट के बाद
And after a few minutes,
बालकिल ऋषि कहने लगे
he
देखो
said,
मैं
"Oh, look,
साक्षात रूप में देख रहा हूँ
I
तुम्हारे
can
पूरे जन्म के
see
कर्म
your last life, past life."
बोले बताइए
And he
महाराज
said, "Please, Maharaj, tell me."
तो बालकिल ऋषि
And
कहने
Valkila
लगे
Rishi said,
एक रुक्मांगद
"Oh,
राजन सुनिए
Rukmangad, king, listen.
आप पूर्वजन्म में
In
कोई
your
पुण्य
past
कर्म नहीं
life,
किया
you did not do any punyas in your
आप
last life.
अत्यंत दुराचारी थे
You were
शराब पीने
very,
वाले,
you were a
पदार्थ
drunkard,
की दुराचारी
and you were very,
दुष्ट व्यक्ति थे,
you were very demoniac person.
परस्तिगामी ऐसे भी थे दुराचारी
You were even
आप इतने पाप किया,
having
मैं
a
क्या
illicit
बताऊं?
sex. You are very, you did so many sins.
इस कथा को सुन करके
When he listened to that,
रुक्मांगद राजा चौंक गए,
Rukmanda
बोले ये
was
कैसे? तब राजा ने
surprised. He was astonished. Then how could
उस
I
समय
become a
वाल्कील
king?
ऋषि कहने लगे,
And
देखो
then Valkila Rsi said,
आपने अनजान में
but
एक
unknowingly
एकादशी निर्जला व्रत
you
पालन
followed one nirjala
किया।
Ekadashi.
वृंदावन बिहारी लाल एकादशी की मां अनजान में
Unknowingly
you observe
you observed one Ekadashi.
for this regard all your sins everything were destroyed।
And that is why all your sins got destroyed.
अनजान में एक एकादशी पालन करने के फल से
So just by following one Ekadashi with unknowingly so much of benefit.
इस कथा सुन करके
By listening to this Katha, Rukmangad said,
बताइए मैंने कौन सा पाप किया?
please tell me what sins I did.
तो उस समय वाल्कील ऋषि कहने
And then
लगे,
Valkila Rishi
"हे
said,
राजन सुनिए,
O king, please
आपके
listen.
पूर्वजन्म के इतिहास
The history of your last lifetime,
आंखों की मैं
I
देख
can
रहा
see in front of my eyes with my divine vision.
हूं। आज मैं तो ये बताइए,
So tell,
आप एक वेश्या के प्रति आकृष्ट हो,
you were attracted toward a
आप दुराचारी
prostitute.
थे।
You were very
हैं?
corrupted.
एक दिन
And one day,
वो वेश्या जो है
that prostitute
बीमार हो गया
was sick.
और देखो एकादशी के दिन
On the day of Ekadashi, that prostitute,
पूरा निर्जला में पानी तो पिया ही नहीं।
because she didn't drink water,
और एकादशी के बाद
after the Ekadashi,
वो शरीर छोड़ दिया
she left the body.
है। वही वेश्या आपके पत्नी होकर जन्म
Now
दिया।
that prostitute has taken the birth as your wife.
एकादशी के व्रत करने से निर्जला
By following, observing the Ekadashi unknowingly.
देखो एकादशी व्रत करे और आप भी उनके शोक में
And you also, because of just like the pigeon and the female pigeon, there is attraction between them. Like this also, because you were so attached to the prostitute, you didn't eat and drink anything. And therefore, you did not eat anything and that day. And you also next Ekadashi, you left your body.
और आपके सारे पाप नष्ट हो
And all your sins got destroyed.
है और अब आप ये राजा बने।
And now you have become the king.
देखो एक एकादशी को ही
By following just one Ekadashi.
knowingly करे तो अच्छा ही है।
If you do it knowingly, it is good. But even unknowingly, if someone does, there's so much of
इस
benefit.
कथा को सुन करके
By listening to this pastime,
रुक्मांगद राजा की
the
बहुत
king
उत्साह
Rukmangad was very
उन्होंने राज्य में
enthusiastic,
आकर के घोषणा कर दी,
and he announced in his
कि
kingdom,
हमारे राज्य में
in
सभी
our
प्रजा
kingdom,
लोग
every
एकादशी
subject in our kingdom will follow the
जो एकादशी
Ekadashi.
पालन नहीं
And
करेगा
those who will not observe the Ekadashi, we will drive them out of the kingdom.
है? देखो क्योंकि राजा ने सब विश्वास हो गया
Because king had a full conviction that in my last life, unknowingly, I followed the Ekadashi. I did not drink water, and because of which I became the king, and I have got everything, all the wealth and everything.
इसे देखो राजा ने
And
ये भी
therefore, what
ऐलान
did the
करके
king
घोषणा
do?
कर दिया,
He announced
मेरे राज्य
in
में
his
जितने
kingdom,
प्रजा लोग हैं, सब
all the subjects in my kingdom will follow the Ekadashi.
जो एकादशी नहीं करे उसको राज्य
Those
से
who will not follow Ekadashi will be driven out.
देखो एकादशी के पहले दिन क्या कहा जाता है
So what happens on first day, the day before Ekadashi is the 10th. So in those days there was no internet or no phones. They had no WhatsApp.
मोबाइल फोन सबके पास पहुंच जाते ग्रुप में जो है सब पहुंच जाते उस समय क्या था
So what happened on that time? The olden days, they will take these drums in the villages, in the streets, and announce with the drums on the 10th day. Tomorrow is Ekadashi. Everybody will follow Ekadashi. Nobody will eat the grains. The one who will eat the grains, and if king will come to know, he will be thrown out of the kingdom. So somehow by fear or by knowingly or unknowingly, everyone started following the Ekadashi. whatever their capacity. Somebody was following without any water, somebody were following with fruits, but whatever it may be, don't eat the grains. And all the kingdom subjects, somehow because of fear or happiness, started following the Ekadashi. And by following that, after many days passed, and then one day the king Rukmandaga went into in the olden days they used to go for hunting. The king, on the excuse of hunting, they used to go on the pretext of hunting. They used to go, actually they used to catch the thieves and the dacoits. So like this, one day the king went into the forest, and then he was running after a deer, and he lost his way. And then somehow in the forest he lost his way, and he entered into the dense forest. And when he entered into the dense forest, King Rukmandaga saw a beautiful woman. She was 16 years old, beautiful girl.
16 years. 16 बच्चियां एक लड़की जो है बैठ करके रो रही थी.
He saw that the girl was crying, weeping. King asked, "Why are you crying, lady?" And she said, "Look, my parents have thrown me out of the home and nobody wants to marry me." He said, "Why?" Nobody wants to marry me because my parents have thrown me out. So I've come into this forest to do the suicide. And when the king heard this, King Rukmandaga felt very pity on her, and he said, "Okay, doesn't matter, I am a king, I can marry you." And then the King Rukmandaga married the girl. How did he marry? In the Gandharva, many types of marriages happen. So this was the method of Gandharva, like in a forest, in a secret manner. So they just exchanged the flower garlands. So they made a garland, and then they exchanged the garlands in the forest, and this is how the wedding happened. And the King Rukmandaga, and then he brought the queen to the kingdom. The kingdom was very happy. Even the wife was very happy. Even the king, the son of the king was very content. And like that, 10 days passed, and then the 10th day came. When the 10th day came, and the kings, everybody started announcing, "Tomorrow is Ekadashi. Everybody has to follow Ekadashi. One who will not follow Ekadashi will be thrown out of the kingdom." Now this new queen, when she heard that announcement, she asked, "What are these people talking about?" And they said, "This is the rule of the king, that everybody has to observe Ekadashi." Now the new queen who has come, and she refused. She said, "I'm not going to follow it, and I will eat whatever is prohibited on the Ekadashi. And whatever is prohibited, I will definitely eat it. I will eat rice, dal, and anything else. I will eat everything." So she rebelled. She said, "I am not going to follow the Ekadashi." And when the king heard the news, and said, "Oh king, your new queen, she is refusing to follow the Ekadashi, and over that she is saying, I will eat everything else also, which is, neither will I follow the fasting, but I will eat everything. You know what shouldn't be eaten also I will eat, like alcohol or any meat and fish she will eat." And the king held his head and started thinking, where has she come from? She's a witch or a ghost? What kind of a woman is she?
ना क्या बोलते हैं, ढक ही नहीं सकेंगे, क्या बोलते हैं?
Like, is she a witch or what is she? That where does she come from?
हैं? क्या बोलते हैं? हैं? ऐसे बोलो। हाँ, हाँ। कहाँ मैं आपकी तरफ से मैं राज्य चल रही थी, ये कहाँ से?
Now the king is like in remorse. Where did I get this woman from? My kingdom was running nicely.
हाँ, हाय, हाय।
Where did I get this witch from?
राजा दौड़ करके आए, बोले नहीं,
And the king
महाराज,
came and
सुनिए,
said, "Oh queen,
नहीं
please
रानी,
listen.
हमारे राज्य में आपको करना
In our
पड़ेगा।
kingdom, you will have to follow this." He said, "No, I will not.
कुछ भी बोलो,
Whatever you may say."
राजा बहुत मनाने वो मानने नहीं चाहता।
The king
मानना नहीं
tried his
चाहता।
level best
अंत
to
में
make
रानी
her
कहने लगी,
understand.
छोटी रानी कहने
But
लगी,
eventually,
तुम्हारी एकादशी करो।
the new queen said, "Okay, I will follow it at one
हैं?
condition."
शर्त बताइए।
She said one condition.
आपके जो बेटा धर्मांगद,
If your
बड़े बेटा है
son,
ना,
your
धर्मांगद,
elder son Dharmangad,
धर्मांगद के सिर पर एक आरी रखा जाए, आरी समझते हो?
you know, like a sword or a
और
sharp
एक
cutting
तरफ
sword, or
जो
on the
पांच
head
राजा
of
और
your
एक
son
तरफ
Dharmangad,
धर्मांगद की
and on one side
माता में
will be Dharmangad's
रुक्मांगद की
mother,
बड़ी
the queen,
रानी।
and the other
हंसते
side
हुए उसके बेटा को ऐसे काटना पड़ेगा।
you will have to cut the head of your son
हैं?
with
यदि
that
ऐसे करो,
sword, sharp
काटो,
sword.
तो
If
मैं
you can
एकादशी
cut
पालन
the
करूंगा।
sword with the head of your son, then I will
इस
follow.
कथा सुन के महारानी बड़ी
When
रानी
this
जी बोली,
news was
महाराज,
heard by the elder
धर्म रक्षा
queen,
करो, धर्म।
she said,
धर्म जो धर्म की रक्षा करते हैं
"We
महाराज।
should follow, we should
ठीक है, वो
protect
जो
the
कहेंगे,
dharma, and the dharma will
मेरा
protect
बेटा को
us.
हम काटेंगे।
It's
दोनों।
okay, we will cut our
किंतु
son,
आप
don't worry. But you should not,
अपने धर्म पर स्थिर रहना।
but you should be established on your dharma to follow the Ekadashi.
धर्मांगद
You
भी
should
बोले,
not deter
पिताजी,
from that." And even this son said, "Oh
आप
father,
दोनों मेरे सिर को काटिए, आरी
both
से।
you mother and
मेरे
father,
से।
you can cut my head with the
किंतु
sword,
आप
but
एकादशी के
don't
मत छोड़िए।
compromise with the
एकादशी
Ekadashi.
पालन करें।
Please follow the Ekadashi."
इतिहास साक्ष्य देगी।
The, this, the history will give the evidence, will be witnessing this.
देखो समय के पर जो है
And with the
धर्मांगद
time,
के, है, स्थान पर रख दिया।
Dharmangad
और
was
एक
kept
तरफ
on that
महाराज रुक्मांगद और एक
altar,
तरफ
and on one side was the
धर्मांगद
king
की
Dharmangad,
माता, यानी
and on
बड़ी
the
माता।
other side the older
आरी लेकर
queen.
के काटने के लिए तैयार
They
है।
were standing there ready
इसको
with the
देखते-
sword.
देखने के लिए ब्रह्मा
And to
आदि
see
बड़े-बड़े
that
देवता लोग
even
सब
Brahma and the other heavenly
शिव जी पधारे,
heavenly
गणेश जी पधारे,
demigods
ब्रह्मा
came.
जी पधारे,
Ganesh ji came, Brahma ji came,
हैं?
Indra came,
जितने बड़े-बड़े देवता
and
लोग
all the
आश्चर्य
big big demigods. They were
ऐसे
astonished.
संसार में है, अपने बेटा के भी काटेगा।
Is it some? There can be some
हैं?
person who can kill his own son for
आरी को
Ekadashi.
बिल्कुल उसी है, धर्मांगद के बेटे उनकी सिर पर ऐसे रख
And they
दिया।
kept the sword on
हैं?
his head and ready to
इतने
cut.
समय स्वयं भगवान
And
विष्णु
in the same
प्रकट
time,
हुए।
Lord Vishnu
और
appeared
भगवान विष्णु
himself.
प्रकट होने के साथ ही
And
साथ
as soon as the
वो जो
Lord
नई
Vishnu
रानी है,
appeared, the new queen,
वो दूर से हट करके प्रणाम करके बोली,
she
महाराज
offered the obeisances to Lord Vishnu and
आपकी
said,
जय हो, आपकी
"O
जय।
king, you are glorious, you are glorious.
काटने की जरूरत नहीं
No
महाराज,
need to cut your
मैं कोई
son's
साधारण
head.
स्त्री नहीं हूँ,
I am not an ordinary
मैं
woman.
साक्षात माया देवी।
I
कौन
am
सा रहा?
Maya Devi
मैं आपकी
myself.
परीक्षा लेने के
I
लिए
came to do a test
ये
for
आप
you.
किस
I
प्रकार
came to examine you,
अपने धर्म को पालन
that how you follow your dharma.
एकादशी पालन करना आपके जीवन के लक्ष्य है।
Your objective of your life is to follow the Ekadashi.
Any circumstance.
So in
आप
any
एकादशी के
circumstances, you should not compromise with
तो
Ekadashi.
स्मार्त ब्राह्मण कहते हैं, बोले
There are
एकादशी
some
करते हैं, 10
smart
साल पहले
Brahmanis
एकादशी
say,
समय गले में
"Oh,
अटक गए। ये
you
सब ठीक शब्द नहीं है।
they may say you should only do
बहुत
it for
ब्राह्मण लोग कहते
10."
हैं,
Many Brahmins
बोले इसको
might
एकादशी
say
में क्या करो?
you should on the Ekadashi day,
उद्यापन करो, उद्यापन
you
करो,
should
तुम
complete the Ekadashi. There's no need to follow it for the life,
है। बोले एकादशी तुम्हारे गले में जाकर के फंस गया।
because Ekadashi is stuck
ये
in
सब
your
तो
throat.
बेकार की बात है।
So these are the useless things
उसको
some people say.
उसके चपड़ में मत जाना।
Don't follow them.
समझ में आता है?
Do you
ये
understand?
शास्त्र की बात है, इससे स्मार्ट ब्राह्मण
The
दान दक्षिणा
smart
तो कोई बात
Brahmins,
नहीं है।
it doesn't matter you give
हम
the
मना नहीं
donations
करते।
and charities to them.
है?
I'm not disagreeing with that.
कहते हैं एकादशी
But don't listen to them.
11 लोटा दूं,
That they might
11 क्या
say,
बोले? सब 11 11 11
everything you can do, 11 Ekadashis, all Ekadashi charity, everything, 11 things, like 11 bowls, 11 rice bags, 11. So Maharaj is saying, I used to live in Mathura, so I have seen that. Those Brahmins will say, you shouldn't follow Ekadashi, otherwise at the time of death, Ekadashi will be hanging in your throat. So you should do this closing ceremony for the Ekadashi. But Maharaj is saying, beware, these are not the words of the scriptures. Ekadashi is Bhakti Janani. She is a mother of devotion. What is this Ekadashi? She is herself Bhagwan. She has come in the form of potency of the Lord. So in any situation, Ekadashi should never be compromised. It is given in the Puranas. There was a demon. His name was Moor. With the he became very strong because of his boon from Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva gave him the boon that nobody can kill you, and not even Vishnu will kill you. So this demon Moor became very powerful, and he was thinking, then he thought, if Vishnu cannot kill me, that means nobody can kill me. He was such a demoniac person. He started troubling everyone. And then Brahmaji and all the other demigods went to Vishnu that because of Shiva's boon, this Mura demon has become very powerful and now troubling everyone. So what did Lord Vishnu do? And he started, Lord Vishnu has Sudarshan Chakra. Sudarshan Chakra can cut someone. Nobody can stop the Sudarshan Chakra. But Lord Vishnu, because he wanted to protect the boon of Lord Shiva, so did not cut the throat of the demon Mura like he cut the throat of Shishupal. But he did not like Shishupal. As soon as he gave 101 swearings to Krishna, the Sudarshan Chakra came and then cut the throat of Shishupal. And the Sudarshan Chakra cut the throat of Shishupal. And like that, similarly in Ambarish Maharaj also we heard that how it was running after Durvasa. So if he wanted, Lord Vishnu could have used the Sudarshan, but he wanted to honor the words of Lord Shiva. So he did not use Sudarshan Chakra. Instead he used, but when Moor was coming near, but Lord Vishnu was kicking him with his club. And when he started beating with his club, he used to run away and then come back, like some dogs. There are some dogs, street dogs. If they see a car, they start barking. And if you beat the dog, he'll run away and come back again. If you see in India like that. If in India, if you go in like a village, in 5-7 dogs in the street collect, and then if they see a car, they start barking. And if the car moves a little bit ahead, the dogs can get crushed, but then they run away. So similarly, this Moor demon was attacking Lord Vishnu, and Lord Vishnu was beating him with his club, and he was coming back again and again, running and coming back. And then at one time, Lord Vishnu, he was taking rest in the cave, and Moor saw, Lord is sleeping in the Yoga Nidra. And what did the demon do? He attacked Lord Vishnu. Bhagwan was sleeping in this Yoga Nidra. And Moor demon attacked. And then when Lord Vishnu opened his eyes, he saw that the Moor demon's body was all cut and shattered everywhere. And he saw a beautiful woman was standing with folded hands. And Lord Vishnu said, "Who are you?" Then woman said, "Oh Lord, I am your potency and I have come out of you." This demon, Moor, attacked you at the time when you were in Yoga Nidra. You were resting. Therefore, I killed this Moor demon. And split his body
उससे
into
भगवान
pieces.
प्रसन्न हुए,
And then Lord got
भगवान
happy
कहने लगे
and he said,
तुम कुछ वर मांगो,
you ask for a
हैं?
benediction.
उस समय वो सुंदरी कहने
And that
लगी,
woman, beautiful
हे
woman,
प्रभु,
said, oh
जैसे
Lord,
संसार के लोग अपने पूजा करते, विष्णु की
just
पूजा
like
करते,
the people
भगवान
in
की
this
पूजा
world
करते,
worship
हैं?
you,
इसी
Lord
प्रकार सब
Vishnu,
लोग
I
आपके भांति
wish
मेरी भी पूजा
they
करें।
should also worship me.
भगवान प्रसन्न हो गए,
Lord
जाओ,
was
तुम्हारे
happy and he
नाम मैंने
said,
आज से दे दिया,
tomorrow,
क्या?
from today's
एकादशी
your name
तिथि,
is
बोलो
Ekadashi.
एकादशी तिथि की।
And he named that
एकादशी
woman
तिथि
as
है,
Ekadashi
विष्णु तिथि
Tithi.
एक ही है।
So Ekadashi Tithi and Vishnu Tithi
इसे
is
कहा गया
same.
है, एकादशी तिथि के अनेकों नाम में कहा
And
गया है।
therefore there are
क्या
many
क्या नाम
names
कहा
of
गया है?
Ekadashi. So
माधव
like
तिथि कहा गया।
Ekadashi is called
एक है,
Madhav Tithi,
हरिवासर तिथि कहा गया है।
Harivasar,
अनेक नाम से पुकारा गया है।
many
लेकिन
names
एकादशी
for
के साथ
Ekadashi.
नहीं,
Ekadashi is
साक्षात
not
भगवान
ordinary, is Bhagwan
एकादशी के
himself.
माधव तिथि कहते हैं।
Is also called Madhav Tithi.
शक्ति शक्ति मतलब डर होते, शक्ति तो में भेद नहीं।
There is no difference
इसलिए
between the
एकादशी तिथि
Shakti and
को
the
कभी
Shaktiman.
त्याग
So
देना नहीं।
similarly, one should never
8 साल
leave
से लेकर के
Ekadashi
इतने
from
साल
8
तक
to 80 years
तो
of
शास्त्र में
age.
लिखा गया।
It is given in the
पता नहीं ये
scriptures.
स्मार्त ब्राह्मण कहाँ कौन सा
We
पुराण
don't
से
know from where these
लेकर के लोगों
this
के
smart
भगा
Brahmins
के
bring
लाते।
it and instigate people to
पाप
stop
प्रार्थना में
Ekadashi.
एकादशी तिथि कभी छोड़ना नहीं चाहिए
Never leave Ekadashi
किसी भी परिस्थिति
in any situation.
में। एक उस समय माया देवी को कहने लगी,
And now this
मैं आपको
Maya
कोई
Devi
परीक्षा
in
नहीं
this
दूंगा।
story back to
जो मैंने
Dharmangad
बताया,
story,
क्या
she
बोला?
started saying
रुक्मांगद और
Rukmangad
धर्मांगद
Dharmangad story.
माया देवी
This
सब
Maya
कहती
Devi herself is saying that.
है। इसलिए किसी भी परिस्थिति में
So in any situation, in any circumstances, Ekadashi should not be compromised.
और
Should
किसी
not
भोजन
eat
कराना नहीं चाहिए।
and not should we give food to anyone on Ekadashi.
दूसरे दिन खिलाओ ना,
You
कितने
can
ब्राह्मण
feed
को
someone
खिलाओ,
next day,
किधर
doesn't
दान
matter.
देना है दे,
Whatever charity you want to do, give it to next day.
आज नहीं।
But don't do it today.
एकादशी के दिन
On the day of
ये
Ekadashi,
5 प्रकार के अन्न
5 type of these grains should never be eaten and neither be given.
फल फलाहार करा दो,
You can give fruits to
फल कम
anyone.
है
Are there any less fruits in Australia? There's so many fruits.
प्रभु जी कितने फल लेकर के आए,
How many fruits did Prabhuji bring?
फल भोजन का है, आलू की सब्जी बना दो,
You can
पपीता
make
की
the
सब्जी बना
sabji
दो।
of papaya, make the sabji of potatoes.
अरे केवल तो 2 चीज खाना नहीं है,
Only 2 things you don't have to eat.
हैं? क्या क्या खाना नहीं चाहिए,
What should not be eaten?
चावल खाना नहीं चाहिए,
Rice
और क्या बोले गेहूं का आटा खाना नहीं
And
चाहिए,
wheat.
और तो सब तो खा
Rest
रहे हैं,
everything
पूरा पेट-
is allowed. The stomach is
और
full.
तब भी कहते हैं मैंने
And
कुछ
even
नहीं
then they say, oh, we haven't eaten anything today.
खाया, उपवास किया।
We are fasting.
अच्छा कोई बात नहीं,
Doesn't matter.
भीम के भांति है, चलो शास्त्र में कहता है ठीक है,
Scriptures say, okay, accepted. If you cannot live, okay, you can drink water.
हैं? आज फलाहार करो,
You can eat
एक बार
fruits.
भोजन करो, 2 बार
Eat
भोजन
once,
करो,
twice.
हैं? एकादशी के दिन
On the day of Ekadashi,
ज्यादा से ज्यादा कम भोजन करना शास्त्र लिखे।
it is recommended to eat as less as possible. But if you cannot live without the food, everybody is in the Kali Yuga. They feel weak without eating.
कलयुग में
In Kali Yuga, the concessions has been given. Okay, you can have fruits.
हैं? दूध ले लीजिए,
You can
आज
have
आपके
milk.
महीने से दूध लेना नहीं है,
You shouldn't drink milk this month, but you can have yogurt.
हैं? आज नहीं, फल ले लीजिए, कितना सुंदर फल है,
There are beautiful fruits around.
केला ले लो, अमृत ले लो,
Banana, guava. You can take as much as you want.
है ना, फल विक्रय सब आजकल, पर भागवत में है ना,
It is said in a Bhagavad, you know how the fruit seller woman, she comes and sells the fruits. And Govind took all the fruits
सारे सुखा
and then he distributed to all his friends.
एकादशी के दिन
So on the day of Ekadashi,
और भी करके आए, देखो आजकल तो वो भी कोटू के आटा हो गया ना,
and these days you even get the buckwheat
उसको
flour.
भी आप क्या बकरी, हाँ, अरे उसको भी पीस करके डास्ट करके उसको भी रोटी बनाओ,
You can even make the roti or chapati with the buckwheat
आटे की
flour.
रोटी नहीं खा करके क्या
Not by
निकाले?
eating the wheat roti, you can eat the buckwheat. You can take it.
हाँ? कितना सुंदर खाने के साथ,
There's so many things available.
और एकादशी का
One should definitely follow Ekadashi.
क्या अधिक क्या करना है,
What should be done more and more on the Ekadashi?
इसलिए एकादशी
Hari
का नाम
Naam.
है क्या,
Therefore,
हरिवासर
another name
तिथि।
of Ekadashi is Harivasar.
क्या तिथि बताया गया,
It is called Harivasar Tithi.
हरिवासर भगवान के नाम है,
Take the names of the Lord.
भगवान के कीर्तन।
Do the Kirtan.
आज सुबह से हम करती जाए।
So like since morning we are doing this. We did Mangala Arati, we did the Kirtan.
मॉर्निंग वॉक करें।
We, on the morning walk we did the Katha and the Kirtan.
ये लोग सोई नहीं, बोलो बोलो सुनो।
So these people, they don't leave me, and so we keep on doing the Kirtan.
और सुनो,
And then more Katha and more Katha. They don't want to leave me. I spoke for 2 hours, I did Kirtan, and then also these people want more and more.
आप लोग तो बोले बोले छोड़ दाने नहीं, छोड़ेंगे नहीं।
You people might leave me, but these people won't leave me.
अरे और दिन थोड़ा कम हो जाए कोई।
Other days it might be less, but on the day of Ekadashi, do more and more name.
करो, हरिकथा श्रवण करो।
Listen to the Harikatha.
जैसे प्रभु जी बताया, सत्संग की महिमा इतने कारण।
There's so much of mahima of the satsang. You have heard in Brisbane Bhagavatam.
किसने लिखा?
Sanatana Goswami, who wrote Brihad Bhagavatam, such a beautiful scripture. In that there is one chapter, the glories of satsang, association, sadhu sang. The whole chapter is on that.
बोले संत महात्मा गिरी, यदि आज आप यदि समझ में नहीं आ केवल सामने बैठ जाओ।
If you can understand what the saintly people are saying, just sit in front of them. You may not understand everything what they are saying because these are divine katha. This is transcendental. So what is the language of the saintly people? Do they speak in Hindi, English, Bengali, or which language do they speak? Which language do they? The language of the saintly people is transcendental language. So what have you understood? You can't understand. In which language is Srimad Bhagavat is written? Is it written in Sanskrit? Which language? Samadhi language. But Gurudev said Srimad Bhagavat is written in which language? It's in the Samadhi language. It's a transcendental. To understand that, what would you have to do? You have to sit in the lotus feet of the saintly people and surrender to the Lord and the saintly people. These are the words of the Lord, Vangmay. They has appeared in the form of Bhagavat. It is said in the Bhagavat, when Krishna went to his eternal abode and the Kali Yuga came to do the mercy on the people of Kali Yuga, Lord himself appeared in the form of a son of Bhagavat. Therefore the language of Srimad Bhagavat is Vangmay, that is Bhagavan himself. And Bhagavan himself has appeared in the form of Bhagavat. To understand, what would you have to do? You have to take the shelter of the feet of the saintly people. It's not just the Sanskrit language, it is the Samadhi language. How will you understand the language of Samadhi? And therefore it is said, don't worry about understanding. With the mercy of Lord, you will automatically understand it. So it doesn't matter. Even if it goes, transcendental vibrations will go in your ears. The vibrations will go in your ear and then your heart. And then it will remove all the anarthas. There's no need to understand. Just sit near the saintly people. We are not saying, it is said in Brihad Bhagavatamrita, in the glories of association. Sanatana Goswami is saying, wherever the saintly people are sitting, just sit. Just somehow sit there. We say, just sit in the katha. Learn at least to sit first. Then later on you will learn more. These are the glories of satsang. Even if the saintly people do not say anything, even then you sit. It is said, it is 9 o'clock, but I'll tell you, I'm finishing. There was one saint, one very high class saintly person, when he was leaving his body, and the Vishnu Doots came with their divine planes. This is the Katha from Puranas. And these saintly people, do you understand the transcendental plane? So this divine plane came from the Vaikuntha. And these Vishnu Doots. And so the saintly person said, please take me where the Yamraj's place is. And these people say, no, you will go to Vaikuntha, you don't need to go to Yamraj. He said, no, please take me from that direction first. So now the saintly person sitting in this divine plane, when he was going in the south direction where the Yamraj is, just by the fragrance of the body of the saintly person, all the doors of the Maharaj opened in Yamlok, and all the sinful people, they got liberated and they started going towards Vaikuntha. And Yamraj was very astonished, and the Yamdutas, they went and complained, oh Maharaj, this is astonishing, this is surprising that today all the doors are opening, all the doors have automatically opened, and all the sinful people and all they have been liberated and going towards Vaikuntha. Yamaraj is not ordinary person. Out of the 12 Mahajans, he is one of them. So this Yamaraj is one of the 12 Mahajans. And then Yamaraj said, yes, just by the fragrance of the body of the saintly person, this has happened. All the doors opened and everybody liberated and went towards the Vaikuntha. So this is so much the glories of sadhu sang is given in the scriptures. So when you get this, what else result can be obtained? For example, if you get the rishi like Naradji or Shukdev Goswami, then your life will be glorious. They are not ordinary. In scriptures, how much ever the association of the saintly person is glorified is still less. Kapil Dev is telling to Mother Devahuti the glories of sadhu sang, and he's saying, oh Mother, always do the association of saintly people and listen to the Harikatha. If you understand or don't, doesn't matter. Simply sit. Something will go in your ear, because it is the transcendental vibrations, Shabda Brahma. One are ordinary words and they are the transcendental words. So the transcendental vibrations from the saintly people will go in your ears, even if you want or you don't. It will go, it will just echo in your ears. Just like we have the bad odor. Even we don't want, it can go in your nose, enters in your nose, and a fragrance also automatically gets in your nose, even if we want or not. Like even then when we go near a flower, we try to get more fragrance by just inhaling more, harder. But when there is a bad odor, it also going in the nose, but then we close our nose. Just like fragrance and bad odor automatically enters into the nose, similarly the association of the saintly people is so beneficial. And hearing the Harikatha from them and then do bhajan, what is the benefit of that? What to tell about the glories? Tomorrow also, now it is time. So tomorrow we will tell the glories of satsang more and more. You read the chapter of Brid Bhagavatam, which is the glories of association of sadhus. Then only you will have faith.
सर्वशास्त्री कोय रममात्र साधु संग वृंदावन बिहारी लाल
की जय।
जी महाराज
की जय।
भक्त
की जय।
बोलो सत्संग की
जय।
जय जय
श्री राधे।
हम लोग महाभगवान हो।
You are very fortunate
हरि भजन करने
that you are doing the Hari Bhajan.
बोलो गोविंद बोलो हरि गोपाल
Govinda Bolo Hari Gopala
बोलो राधा रमन गिरिधारी गिरिधारी स्वयं बनहारी।